with my family. I remember when I showed them what I did, like the onion I cut in half, very proudly. They looked at me in pure terror and they told me to never mess with knives again. That's what they told me. I didn't get an injury or anything, but they were just kind of worried about me hurting myself down the line, maybe. They hadn't anticipated me to to just grab the knife. I mean, who does that? They've raised like 4, 5 different children, and I was the only one to do that. And so as life continued, I, for the most part, grow up alone, uh, without many friends, without the involvement of much family. I was taken in by my sister, but she was gone for most of the day because she had work. I happened to find YouTube, I think, around the age of 4, both on a super old phone that used to belong to my sister because my first phone was like a Nokia when I was like 13, which, what, that would make it 2017 when I had my first phone, and it was a Nokia in 2017. Insane. Um, yeah, but with my sister's phone, yeah, so 2008, I made my first YouTube video. It was like a video of me imitating what I saw all the other videos do, where they talked about subscribing and favoriting and liking. God, favoriting was a thing. That's when the fucking YouTube icon was a radio. It's like this weird radio graphic. I never understood what that was until like I grew older and figured out what a radio was. I grew up in a place where we didn't really use radios. But it's not so that we couldn't afford radios. It's more so that I was born in an era where they've become practically obsolete. So I made my first YouTube video. I think I was like hiding behind the couch while my family watched the television. I hid behind the sofa and I just like recorded the fucking floor. I took a video of the floor. I was like, "Hi guys, what? This is my new YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and favorite." I don't actually remember most of what I said. It was just like an introductory video. I posted it. I didn't really know what a subtitle nor what a title, what a description, what anything was. I just ended up like skipping most of it and just ended up posting it anyway. I think it was titled like MOV underscore 001. I remember that because I put it straight into the search bar. I put it into the search bar, MOV underscore 001, where I was briefly met with a video of a person doing unspeakable things in the shower. But yeah, that traumatized me for a while. YouTube back then was wild. And so I continued. I continued to live, looking around and watching all the things around me and growing fascinated by them, growing curious by them, understanding that I was inherently different from everything and everyone. Because, I mean, take for instance, most people would have their mom or their dad come in a car, pick them up. They would have friends, have sleepovers, go to restaurants, do this, do that, buy like consoles, buy console games, have actual fucking phones. I'm not really sure how I felt about it. I mean, I was okay with what I had. I think I was just curious mostly about everyone else and how it worked rather than whether I had it or not. The main point being that since like early childhood, I've always been kind of like an observer. I would only watch. I would watch and imitate everything that I saw, everything that interested me. And I would mostly be pushed to the sideline, just quiet, alone, usually in the corner. You could probably tell that I wasn't really popular at school either. Like none of those other kids understood me, you know? I revisited some old permanent record. Yeah, my permanent record when I applied for university, and I saw all the things that my teachers from elementary school, from middle school up until high school, what they wrote about me, uh, and they all pretty much said the same thing that what I had a pretty good ability to catch on, maybe to like surroundings, what's going on. I was always the first kid to understand a lesson, but at the start, when I don't know anything, I'm completely and utterly useless. So, and I think that's just the way that I've always been and probably will always be. I don't even remember what got me onto YouTube. I think it's because it was a built-in application on iOS devices. Like it came pre-installed, I'm pretty sure. And I was probably messing around on my sister's old phone and my dad's iPad where I happened to find it and I saw videos. I have memories of watching fucking Annoying Orange. I also saw videos of Minecraft. Hell, as a matter of fact, I remember playing Minecraft before it released on the website, Minecraft.com or something, where they had like a free sample build, I guess, of the game before the game fully released. When the game did release, I downloaded the demo and I played the ever loving god out of it. It was the only thing I played, like, and I have memories of not really building any houses. You know how people build houses? I would just fucking dig a hole and then call that home. Um, a little bit more onto that. There's a memory where I heard like the ambient cave noise for the first time, and it scared the shit out of me. And like, I jumped, I paused the game, and I closed it, and I don't think I ever played that beta again. God, it's already been 11 minutes. Very recently, I've gone through the greatest test of my life, where every bit of little tiny eensy weensy stability I had just collapsed in. It's been a slow build up over the years. And eventually it all happened to come together and explode in the most destructive way imaginable for me personally last summer. And that struggle continued even into even until now. I'm not sure whether I'm completely out of the park yet or if I've already passed it. I didn't come here to make an autobiography. I'm not gonna bore you about every little small detail about my life. I think the main purpose of this video is just for me to make a declaration. Not specifically to you, but to myself. When 2025 came around, I said that it would be my year. I celebrated New Year's with my aunt, who had invited me over to where she lives, which she used to live like near the border to China. She invited me over. She bought the train tickets. She bought everything, everything out of her wallet, and she took me on a trip for about 3 days. There was a little bit of a hiccup where I forgot my passport, and so I had to spend the first day like alone in the fucking room. But we had some taxi delivery guy drive it all the way over. Not a taxi driver, more like a hitchhiker. We gave my very, very valuable personal identification record thing to some guy that we've never even met before. Because that's genuinely something that you can do in Mongolia. It's fun. And then at the start of the year, I ended up getting in a car crash on the way to the countryside. The car wrecked with a horse in the fucking middle of the night. Only in Mongolia. I got hit in the jaw pretty hard. Still kind of hurts to this day. And then everything during the greatest test of my life happened all throughout the summer. And then I come here, and then whatever happened after that happens. For a while, I was just completely and utterly devastated, completely and utterly broken. And yet, even with that, I still managed to continue to go on, to hold on to whatever little that I believed in, that I wanted. Most people, from what I seem to hear, especially from people around my age, they seem to say, "Oh, I want to discover who I am. Uh, I want to discover who I am and know myself." And I think that's fine. I think that's good. But personally, I don't really think I need to do that. Because hell, like I said from the start, it's not like I really had much beyond my ability to see, to observe, and to recreate what I saw. I think the most important part of everything that happened in the last year, of everything that's been happening up until now, I think I've finally come to a conclusion of where I want to take my life. From now on, it's not about who I want to be or actually, no. Sorry, I take that back. It is very much about who I want to be. I'll live my life, my entire life, pursuing my ideals. God, all this articulation, all this thinking, and it's just come to this point and this point alone. I will pursue my ideals until the day I die. And whether I am alone or whether I am surrounded by millions, billions, gajillions, I'll continue. I'll continue pursuing my ideals. That's sort of what I realized throughout every single instance of suffering, every single instance of misery maybe. I could be devastated, I could be destroyed. And yet regardless of that state of fact, I still continue to make videos. I still continue to pursue what I believe in. To pursue my ideals. This perfect reality that I simply cannot do without. And I'll go at it with all I can to the best of my ability, whether alone, whether surrounded. And if you tell me that or no, if I discover, because I don't care how many times you tell me that I can't get it, I'll still do it anyway until I prove for myself. If I prove to myself that my ideals are unattainable, inachievable, impossible, then my life is simply over. There is no more. The pursuit is over. That was everything that my life was for. And so if I can't continue on further, then that's that. Meaning, for the rest of my life, however miserable or however wonderful that may be, from now, it will be an absolute constant that I will continue in pursuit of my ideals and my ideals alone. Regardless of whatever anyone else says, regardless of whatever happens on the way. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to the new me. Or rather, maybe happy birthday to the me that I will be for the rest of my existence. There will be no more iterations of me. The only thing that will change are the scenarios, are the circumstances. I won't change. Happy birthday!